How do people without hundreds of thousands of followers get test rides over and over on all these brand new motorcycles? And no, seriously, that's a question. I don't have the answer. Hi everyone, welcome to Bike Like a Dog. Hope you'll like and subscribe before you leave today, sure would appreciate it. I'll be heading up to Athens for a little something here in a couple of days, and I noticed that Cycle World there has the new KLE 500 from Kawasaki. My closest dealership with Kawasaki motorcycles hasn't gotten their KLEs yet, so I figure, hey, as long as I'm in Athens, I'll just drop by Cycle World to take a look at theirs. But that made me start thinking. You know, I've always said that I don't have the breadth of experience and knowledge to be a good reviewer of motorcycles. Going out, doing test rides, telling you about the machine, so forth, so forth. And that's still true. But I feel like there's really only one way to overcome that, which is to basically do what others have done, right? Ride a variety of bikes, gain that breadth of experience on all sorts of different motorcycles. Now, because I don't wrench on my own machines, I'm not one to go really deep into the mechanics, but I could tell you what the different bikes felt like and everything. There's only one thing standing in my way. How in the world do all those motovloggers get to ride all these different motorcycles? And I'm not talking about press release tours where they're invited to participate. I mean, obviously, once you're established as someone who is an influencer with thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, then, you know, you get invitations to that sort of thing. That makes sense. But they've not always been in that situation. Now, I want to draw a distinction here between dealerships, because I've been to 4 different Harley-Davidson dealerships, and in every case, they have been perfectly willing to pull any bike from the floor and let me ride it. I mean, their attitude's just always been, hey, pick it out, we'll go for a ride. And I plan on doing that someday, but I'm not quite there yet. To be perfectly honest, I'm not really comfortable on those big bikes yet. I need to do something kind of in between first. But when it comes to non-Harley dealerships, I just have not been able to figure out the formula. Now, full disclosure, I've only asked in a couple of dealerships, but neither one has been willing for me to do it. In one case, it was a motorcycle that I was seriously thinking about buying, but I was told point blank they didn't do test rides at all, even though I'd seen a motor vlogger ride multiple bikes from this dealership recently, multiple times. That motor vlogger has about 1.25 million subscribers, where I have almost 200. He's posted over 2,000 videos. I posted almost 60. I mean, it's like we're the same guy. Anyway, the other dealership was a dealer where I had actually purchased a motorcycle. And while I was waiting for some work to be done, I asked if they had any other bikes that I might, kind of go for a ride on. And with great reluctance, they indicated that all they really had was a couple of pre-owned bikes over there in that corner. Now, I can understand only allowing rides on pre-owned bikes. I mean, after all, you don't want your brand new bikes with lots of extra miles on them, because people might start trying to talk you down off the price by insisting that, hey, it's got 50 miles on it, and therefore it shouldn't be considered a new bike. Obviously, Harley-Davidson dealerships don't have that issue. I see lots of motorcycles on their websites with 50 or more miles on them from people test riding them, I'm sure. They have no problem at all listing those as new bikes. Then again, I guess when you're buying a bike for upwards of $30,000, that first 50 miles or so is not necessarily something you're going to worry about. But for the cheaper bikes, I guess maybe that is a little bit more of an issue. And then, of course, there's always the concern about somebody damaging either the motorcycle or themselves. And, like the guy said, there is a certain amount of liability there that I get it, but I still don't understand how people do it. I see brand reviews of brand new motorcycles where the reviewer is just doing a test ride. And this is not a test ride as part of a manufacturer's rollout or anything like that. It's not a test ride on a used bike. It's on a brand new, just out of the box motorcycle. I mean, for example, this KLE 500, I've seen reviews on it, and it's just now hitting dealership floors here in the past few weeks. In a couple of cases, it's been where the reviewer has purchased the bike. Actually, I would say in most of the cases, they've purchased the bike and they're doing reviews on it. But I have seen some reviews where it's just a test ride with no intent to purchase. And I want to draw another difference here. I'm not talking about a long-term loaner where there's a motor vlogger who has a loaner bike for a few weeks to a few months, because that starts getting back into stuff like press bikes and things like that. The bikes that the dealership's loaning out for the press to generate excitement with written and video reviews about the bikes and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ability to just walk into my local dealership, ask to do a test ride the bike for 15 minutes to an hour, depending on what they're comfortable with, and then walking away. No expectation for me to purchase the bike. I don't mislead them into thinking that I'm interested in purchasing the bike. I mean, I literally walk in, tell them I'm there to do a test ride, go home. Of course, I figure I'd need to schedule it ahead, but I want to be very careful about not misleading them into thinking that I'm planning to purchase the bike. I mean, I could do that once, and then that would probably sour my relationship with that dealership from then on, and that's not really something I'm willing to do. I believe in treating people right. So I guess I open this up to y'all. Do you go to dealerships and regularly do test rides on machines that you're not planning to buy, and they know you're not planning to buy them? And again, I'm talking about places other than Harley dealerships, because I know they do that. What am I missing? I really want to broaden my experience, but man, I don't have the money to be able to go out and just buy whatever motorcycle I want in order to do a series of reviews on it and then lose money on the sale before going on and buying another one on which I'll also review and then lose money. I mean, I don't have sponsors or patrons or anything like that. It's just little old me. And, I'm not going to make money by doing this. If I lose money, I lose money. Let me know in the comments if some of you do this and have some suggestions for me. And I'm talking about, people that have actually done it, not just a hypothetical. Well, I heard about this guy that, heard about this other guy that told me about the, no. I got all kinds of hypothetical situations already crowding my brain, and I don't really need to add more. My brain is crowded enough. Or some people might think my brain is vacant enough. Anyway, at some point I'm going to have to figure out how to do this, or I don't have to, but at some point I want to figure out how to do this. And then hopefully I'll be able to create some more varied content. Content on a greater variety of machines instead of just the same 2 or 3 over and over and over and over. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe, just in case I can make that happen. Meanwhile, I appreciate y'all being here today. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you next time. So long, y'all.